Our next preview is on the second game Saturday in Belfield at 2:30. It's the Stafford's Bakery JuniorA football final between Castletown and Ballyadove Tira. Ballyadove Tira are an amalgamation of Duffy Rovers and Marshallstown. This is going to be a huge final for both teams. They've been heavily involved in the latter stages of the competition for the last couple of years. And Lizzie, again in Belfield, it'll be a nice surface for both games, for the games that we have, and we're looking forward to a good game here.
Yeah, are you going to be neutral now on this one now, Anthony, seeing as you're normally giving me stick?
No, I will be. I'll be calling you out for the senior match, but no, I will be supporting Castletown.
I think it's going to be a cracking game. They've been the two standout teams of the junior championship this year. They both kind of came out of the same group, played each other earlier in the campaign. Ballyadove Tira would have come out with a convincing win that day. Now, interestingly enough, they scored 4-7 to 9 points. So I suppose if you were to break it down on scores, as in it is only 11 scores to 9, but goals win games, of course. But so both teams came through their semi-finals convincingly. I guess a number of really, really good players with each side stand out for Ballyadove Tira. Bernie Breen, obviously with her experience coming in. One of the younger players, Orla Keogh, has been doing really, really well for them also. You look at Castletown, you have Amy Wilson in that trusty left boot, as in, a really, really top forward, has been really good for Wexford over the last number of years as well. The experience of Laura Stafford. So, a lot of battles. I think on this game, a lot will come down to, I suppose, the defences. Can they actually contain the goals? If the goals start flying in, I think it'll be difficult to manage, in the sense of Ballyadove Tira have come away with a number of games this year with a number of goals, so that seems to be one of their bigger threats. So I think if Castletown are to come out on top, they're going to have to look after that area of the field. So obviously we've mentioned Bernie Breen and the importance of her. Mary Rose, you know Bernie well. She's probably going to play a midfield holding role, as she likes to do for most of her career, but how important is she to any team she plays in?
Oh, sure, Bernie is, you can't put a price on how important she is in a team. She leads by example. She'll hold up the ball. She's a football brain, so she'll look for the right move each time. She'll look for the options. She'll talk to the team. She'll get them going. She is going to be a huge influence on that game for Ballyadove Tira. There's no shadow of a doubt about that. But one person doesn't make a team, and she needs everyone else pulling in around her, and everyone else needs to be supporting in those roles as well, which I'm sure they're all aware of as well, to get the result, because it's going to be very tight margins in this match. But
isn't it great to see her, for someone of her experience? I think she's been nominated for 5 All-Stars, and here she's soldiering away with her JuniorA club, and she's looking forward to a county final, and it just shows how important it is to her. But it's great to see that she's still going.
Oh, it is, and it was a great boost for Ballyadove Tira when she came down and joined them, and I'm glad that she stayed, and she's brought so much experience and so much learning to this team, it's absolutely priceless for them.
Lizzie, you mentioned Amy Wilson. We also have to mention Orla Keogh. We've got two. Could this be a battle between two of Wexford's brightest young forwards? Yeah,
I think so. Both have been, I suppose, excelling over the last number of years as well. But yeah, I think it could be a little bit of a shootout in that regard. And it's exciting. It's exciting that there is such good youngsters starting to come through, and particularly in the forwards area, scoring forwards. I think for Castletown as well, they've had a couple of little injuries this year as well. The loss of Colleen Fitzpatrick is a big loss to them. She's been one of their top performers over the last number of years as well. So I suppose maybe will there be a little bit more on the shoulders of Amy, perhaps, but I don't think that it'll worry Amy in the slightest.
Kevin, a lot of players there mentioned. Anyone else to catch our eye, or anyone that we haven't thought about?
Yeah, maybe for Castletown, Deering Callan. She's a hard-working midfielder that will be, if she drives her team forward, Castletown could be hard stopped. She'll be a big influence on the game.
It could be an option. Maybe Deering could be put on Bernie. It'd be a tough ask.
Yeah, but I'm sure from seeing a few clips of this year, she'll be well for it. It'll be a big ask, but as I said, that's what the big day is for.
Exactly, yeah.
Step up and be a match winner.
You've been impressed with Ballyadove Tira's goalkeeper?
Yeah, Aoife Dunn, very young girl, great shot stopper. Her kick-outs are very, very good. And I suppose in the ladies' game, if you win your kick-out, it's a huge deal, and very impressed with her. Yeah.
We seen from your own game 2 weeks ago with your goalkeeper, Lauren Katie Sluds. She had a lot of distance. Aoife likes to work the ball probably short, and it's very, very racket. And as you said, how important is winning your own kick out, winning primary possession?
It's massive whether you win it on the 45 or on your own 14. As long as you gain primary possession, it's a big deal, and start from there. But it's huge having a keeper that can find her girl each time. Yeah,
she really is one for the future. And Mary Rose, obviously someone to come in and replace yourself, maybe.
Oh, there's plenty of those, but yeah, I've Aoife's been in doing a bit of training with us as well, and like she's a top-notch keeper. I think her penalty save count is quite high as well over the last few years. I think on underage all the way up as well. So like it's great to know that you have that confidence in that goalkeeper behind you, that if unfortunately that a penalty or something, that like your odds will be quite good.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Right, again, I'm going to ask for, and you don't have to judge your cloud your judgment just because I'm sitting here. I'm going to go Kevin first. Kevin, we have two areas probably that would have higher ambitions of being in a higher grade. Castletown have been beaten in the final 2 years ago by Ballygarrett and have lost the last couple of semi-finals and quarter-finals, and Ballylough Tira have been knocking on the door and have done a huge amount of work underage over the last 10 years. So how do you call it?
It's going to be very tight. It'll all come down on who manages the big day best. It's huge for either club to get out JuniorA and go to intermediate, and onwards and upwards from them, but whoever manages the day will come through. Maybe just Ballylough Tira might have a small bit too much.
Mary Rose?
We've been talking about the forwards as well, and I think it could be a day for the backs, and whatever backs kind of prevail. And I think there's some really good young players in both backs, with Ciara Tompkins with Castletown and Leah Fitzhenry with Ballylough Tira. And I think if they step up, it could be really, really interesting. I think Ballylough Tira might just edge this one.
Two Irish defenders, two of them.
Two really tenacious defenders, both very, very stylish. Yeah, really, really good defenders.
Lizzie, so that's two for Ballylough Tira.
Okay. I think either team will be in addition to the intermediate grade, which I think is a credit to both sides. I just feel with just some of the injuries that Castletown have sustained this year, unfortunately, Anthony, I'm sorry now to upset you, but I'm going to have to go Ballylough Tira as well.
That doesn't mean they're going to win. I'm going to obviously go with my heart, and I'm going to pick Castletown to win. Been involved with the team a couple of years ago. I know how much it'll mean to him as well, but I also know Tom Dunn very well, our good friend Tom, who has been soldiered with the Ballylough Tira girls as well, and we used to have great battles over the years. So I think regardless of who wins the final next week, I think you're going to see two of these teams competing at intermediate and hopefully senior in the next few years. So we'd like to wish both teams the best of luck, and again, it'll be streamed on Wexford Ladies Football page, and all the clubs will send out the links. So thank you.